Hi,
Hello.
everyone. My name is Kat, and I'm the social media manager for HeyGen. And I'm here today with Josh.
I think you're muted, Kat.
I'm muted. There you go. Technical snafu. It's that kind of a day. So I'm sitting here today with Josh Shu, and he is the CEO of HeyGen. And he is going to walk us through the entire process of creating a custom avatar. Now, you may or may not know that Josh is the face of all of our videos. So if you go on our YouTube channel and you look at our videos, you'll see that Josh is in all kinds of different poses. But what you may not know is that he is an avatar, and he's the perfect use case for our product. So take it away, Josh. Show us how to do this.
Sure. Yeah. Hello, everybody. So first of all, I'm not sure whether everybody have looked at some of the YouTube videos that we made before. So I'm gonna just share the link on the live streaming. So yeah, Joe, could you help me put the link over there? And meanwhile, I will also just take a quick sharing on that, so that just let's look at it together real quick. So can you see my screen now?
I can see it.
Yeah, so pretty much if you check out the HeyGen YouTube channel, we have a playlist is talking about the Avatar Lite. So the entire playlist is actually made with my avatar and my voice clone. So I just want to give you a sense how it looked like. I would click, onto any of those, just like watch a little bit.
Once you've successfully created your own avatar Lite, use it to double your impact on your business. I will show you how to use it in HeyGen step by step.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. So we kind of like create all the avatar in our team, and then it just like take us pretty small amount of time. We can build about like 5 to 6 videos a week, like using my avatar and HeyGens. So yeah, I was showcasing this to some of the customers, and I think a lot of the people just curious, like by asking whether we are using some special technology other than everybody's using, and how do we actually make the quality of this avatar and make it look very natural. Yeah, I guess today the goal was that first of all behind the scene, and basically I will share how we do everything and what do we use and what's the setup there. And meanwhile, I will put a little bit more thoughts about what's the instruction, what you need to do and what you should not do in terms of recording your avatar videos in order to achieve higher quality. Yeah.
Perfect.
So I guess like this. I would talk about the technical setup first. So first of all, we have 2 ways like to submit the avatar video. One is that you can through like using the web camera on the HeyGen app, right? And that's one. And the other one is
Mhm.
that you can also actually record the footage beforehand and send that to us or upload that. So for my avatar, one thing I could say, we are actually using the same kind of technology as everybody's using. The only difference
Mhm.
is that we recorded footage a little bit differently. Yeah, because we have been working on this technology for so long, and we are very familiar with limitation there. What needs to basically the input will decide the output, and the underlying technology and system are the same. So first of all, one thing we did is that we actually use a professional camera. I'm gonna show you what we do over here is actually a Sony camera that we use. And
Okay.
let me just look it up real quick and what kind of like the length we are using. Give me one sec.
Sure. So definitely, I mean, the quality of the photo is really what determines everything, right? So the best possible quality is going to have, the input, the output. It's going to create the best avatar.
Yeah. So, like I said, basically the input decide the output. So,
Hmm.
um, Yeah, I need to look it up a little bit because I want to tell you guys like the exact detail what we did, and I'm gonna look it up
Okay.
the length real quick, configuration real quick. So, and what I did is basically, if you look at there's a tripod here, right?
Hmm.
Um, this little
Yep.
tripod here, we basically just replace the camera like this, and then I basically talking in front of the camera. That's pretty much the setup. And another thing is that the reason why I mentioned, the length is important is that if you look at the avatar I have, I'm going to show you real quick.
Okay.
So you can see that. I mean, obviously we're not in the same room today, but pretty much
Hmm.
very similar. We are in LA, one of the WeWork, and then we just pick up one of office to do the filming, for me
Hmm.
to create a video. So you can see that there's a little details over here. We actually create a depth of field so that we can blur out a little bit on the background. So it
Got
would make the actual avatar look much better in terms of quality. And because one of the good thing about Avatar Lite versus Avatar Pro is that we could maintain the original lighting, and for everything, right? So I mean, obviously you can also like cut the background using AI as well, but I would say if you want to maintain the highest quality, try to keep using the same background as you recall. You could record a
Okay.
couple of them because the cost is much lower than Avatar Pro. That's another thing I would like to mention. So um, so yeah, I think I have the I have the exact camera configuration and the length config as well. So we
Okay.
use Sony A7C and Sony
Okay.
FE50, Mi f/1.8. So maybe Joe could just help me to send it to the group for the setup. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna just pause here a little bit to see if anyone have any questions. I'm gonna take a couple of questions about the setup. The setup is just that simple. We just need to place it over here and hit the start button, and then we just start. The only thing I would say, try to create some of the depth of field so that
Hmm.
it has a little bit blur on the background. It will make it look nicer, and if you want that, right?
Okay.
I guess another question I get asked a lot is that can we actually use a mobile camera to do it? Yeah, you could. So basically, because like for example, I'm using iPhone. On iPhone, you could pretty much really high quality video. What we usually need is
Mhm.
just like 180p, but you could do like I don't know, 60 FPS and the 4K resolution, right? You could do
Okay.
that. The only caveat is that if we are using iPhone, it is pretty hard for you to create the depth of field because there's not that many parameters you can control in terms of the length. So that,
Got it.
but you still see the overall, natural lightening and stuff like that. So I think another thing I would always like to talk to a lot of customers like, so what are the key factors like maintaining, make your avatar look really real and high quality, right? So I think
Hmm.
first of all, definitely the resolution, the frame rate, and secondly, I think keeping the lightning look real is very important from a visual perspective. So if you look at a lot of the avatar that get placed to some other scenario, I will probably quickly demo that real quick later. So if I put my
Yep.
avatar into a background of, I don't know, something else, it will look different because on my face, the lights probably, I don't know, the lights facing this way. But if the background doesn't look like that, it will feel a little bit, unnatural next over there. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, we do have a couple of questions. We have someone who has an Android phone and wants to know if they can do the same thing.
Android phone. Yeah, I think I'm not quite sure because there's just a lot of Android device that are out there.
Hmm.
If you could pretty much, if you could try to adjust the depth of field, sure, definitely. I know some of the Android camera can do that, but pretty much, all I want to say is that the device itself is not something that magical. We just use a normal Sony, right? And if you guys want, I can also try to create one with the mobile camera and try to share that result with the audience as well. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that would be really cool because I feel like a lot of people are interested in, I mean, we all live with our mobile phones. And so if they don't have access to a camera to be able to do it, I mean, I could easily do it because I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, so I have all of those features. And I also have an Android phone. I've never tried it, but I think I will try it tomorrow. So maybe if the person with the Android phone would want to, if we can reach out to you, I'll try it and I'll let you know the
Mhm.
results. But okay, sorry, continue.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I guess another thing, once we talk about the setup, pretty much a tripod and with a camera device, and all we need
Hmm.
is just like start recording, right? I think one thing I would like to talk about, I prepared something like what you should do and what you should not do in terms of like, in order to create a high quality of avatar. Let me share my screen real quick. Yeah,
Do's and don'ts.
yeah,
Creating an avatar.
yeah. You give one sec. All right. Can you see my screen, Cat?
Yep, I can see it.
Awesome. Yeah. So we just like create a couple of things that just like further emphasize. We also put that into the instruction, but let's just go over it real quick, and I will emphasize some of the key things that is easy to get missed. So first of
Hmm.
all, just like we call in a very quiet environment, like right now, right? You barely hear any noise, because noise is actually a big problem for us to train the model, because the AI will actually think, oh, that type of noise maybe is part of your voice, and
Hmm.
it is hard for the AI to learn about your lip sync, and that's one. And lightning is super important. Like obviously that the one I have is not that great because it's kind of like dark on this side, and at the end of the result, it doesn't look as compelling as we want, right? And
Hmm.
so another thing is that I can mention, try to use 4K because it will minimize the quality lost. And then another thing, the third one is that just look straight to the camera and use natural movement. I'm gonna just like give a couple examples here because this is actually the most challenging part, and a lot of customers get confused about. So let's say I'm facing camera this way. Um,
Hmm.
try try to just like look at it and do it like expressively, and the way you talk, and it's okay you have some like gesture or body movement, that's totally fine. And but the thing is that usually try not to raise your hand above the half body, the chest level, because there's the things like this, right? It would be hard for us, for the AI to actually match your final audio script at the end if we try to like have two, I call that directional movement. So what I mean by this directional movement is that that type of gesture or movement only match with some specific language or voice.
Hmm.
So that would be hard for us to handle it, to maintain a high quality there. We are working on it, making sure everyone can be able to like control the gesture, stuff like that in the future. But for now, if you want to like keep it look the same, that's what I do. I try not to, raise the hand above the chest and just keep the
Hmm.
half body there, right? And that's another thing. Other than that, I think just like the way we speak. So I want to give you one example, Kat. Let's say I'm going to record for, take this, the following 15 minutes as what I record, right?
Okay.
So just try to speak slowly. We do not actually need to speak too fast. And every time we speak, after every paragraph or sentence, we can just pause like for 2 seconds, like this,
Hmm.
and then we can keep going. Yeah, pretty much that way. we do not need to go too fast. You could just talk about anything, but try to be actually make sure you pause during each sentences every time, so that it allows, first of all, it allows you to, it's just like a trick from myself. It allows you
Mhm.
to think about what to talk about next, right? And then meanwhile, to talk about, to remind yourself, try to keep your body and the expression as expressive as possible. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So yeah,
You
go
want to take
ahead,
a
Kat.
couple questions?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Someone wants to know if it's possible to do voice cloning in German.
In German, I guess that's probably not a question like for the avatar, right? So
Right.
yeah, we do support Germany. So do make sure send us an email. We can help you set up. Yeah.
Okay. And it looks like someone says we want to order a custom avatar pro, but we need it for 4 different people. Is it possible? Should be
Uh,
possible, shouldn't it?
you mean 4 different avatar?
I think so. Mike, can you clarify if it's 4 different? It has to be 4 different avatars, I would think.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. If that's the question.
Yeah. Um, if that is the question, the answer is yes. And you can reach out to either support, or if you want to just drop me a line at my email, I'll be happy to forward it to them. My email is cat@heygen.com.
Yeah.
And then here's somebody that's actually asking if they have a clear photo, would it work if they don't have video? So could they create a custom avatar with a photo?
I mean, yes, we support photo avatar, like the talking photo, but not
Mhm.
as the quality that I was showcasing before. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Yes, he says 4 different avatars.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So the answer is yes, Mike. It can be done. Um, so, okay, continue.
Yeah. So coming back to the topic, yeah, I guess we talk about 7 do, and just like another thing I would like to put a little bit more emphasis is just 7 don't, right? So
Okay.
like you mentioned, avoid sudden half movement like this or that. So you should try to keep yourself as still as possible, and meanwhile try to be expressive and friendly in front of camera. And that's pretty much what we have seen the best case coming out from it, right? Try not to um, have any very sudden movement or even gesture or nothing. This will be hard to actually match up on the script later. Yeah. And and another thing is that so I guess this two we talked about already. Yeah, and I guess we talk about the body movement. Yeah, so just make sure you don't actually wear some like flative accessory. I think another thing, but it should be actually pretty small. Yeah, for Avatar Pro, yeah, try not to do a green curve. I think that's like it's just like easy for us to handle the matting part. Yeah. So other than that, yeah, I think pretty much that's it. So those are the key things to remember when you actually set up, right? And lastly, I I would just talk about, if everybody is interesting, try to have the setup, and you can send us an email about the setup. We can help you, just like taking a look if your setup is right or not. And yeah, so feel free to send us any questions on the email so that we can help you to actually try to get the best quality of the avatar.
Great. Now, I have a quick question. I think you mentioned it and I might have missed it, but how many minutes of footage should they do when they're recording? Is it 2 or 3 minutes?
Yeah, great question. So technically speaking, 2 minutes good enough. And we have tried also 1.5 minutes. That's also fine. And on the
Mhm.
extreme case, 1 minute is also okay if the quality is good.
Okay.
But I would suggest this way: try to do high quality of 2 minutes if you can.
Mhm.
And because once you get into the stage, it's actually very easy for you to get it is 10 to 2.5 seconds, right? So sorry, I mean 2 minutes and 30 seconds or even 3 minutes. Try to do a little bit more. It gives us more buffer to process your data so that you don't have to
Okay.
do it again. Yeah.
Sounds good. And as far as hand gestures, you said for them to limit the hand gestures. Gestures are okay, but limit the hand gestures and keep them below. Obviously, you don't want hands flying all over the place. It doesn't.
Yeah. So I think the hand gesture is actually a tricky one.
Mhm,
Yeah. Let me put it this way. We actually, so the key reason is not to try to limit the hand gesture. I guess it's try
mhm.
to limit some directional gesture, right? So I want to explain a little bit what I mean by the directional gesture and by the general gesture. Like this, what I'm doing now is actually a general gesture. It can match with any, you know, any script, right? But
Okay.
if I move a little bit too much, like this or that, or this, and this will be some kind of like what I mean by a directional gesture, and
Mhm,
this will be hard to match because sometimes your script will be I don't know, let's say for a silent clip, right? And if the avatar actually raises his hand, it will look very weird. And we are solving it. So on the back, we do have the algorithm to actually match up the script and the voice. But
mhm.
in some of the cases, it's pretty hard to actually try to handle everything.
Okay.
So I guess in order to make sure you have the best quality, do some norm like general gesture like this and do it in a small way. And because I think the reason why we want to have the gestures that we want to have the body look more natural, right?
Right.
More realistic. So I guess try to do it small but general gesture. That would be the suggestion I have. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. I think that is it for right now. Okay. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So I guess yeah, pretty much. I think that's what's happening on the front. That we made the avatar, and then basically we take the avatar footage and try to start processing, right? Um, Another thing I would probably do next is that it's just like use my mobile phone to do it with a vertical view. That also works, and maybe we are going to probably release a new tutorial. Um, just like I will share the original footage I have, and then I will
Okay.
also share the avatar. Like just like our customer can just compare them with one by one and see what we think the good avatar, sorry, the good footage look like. Yeah.
Oh,
So I guess
perfect.
probably that's it. We probably do not have enough time today to go too deep on how we are making those type of video, but pretty much the way how it works is that once you have the avatar light, you just go to HeyGen Studio and you generate the footage there. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Now, as far as creation and the workflow, what can you talk a little bit about that?
Um, is it the creation and workflow in terms of the actual YouTube video?
Yeah, like in terms of planning and the ideation and the script creation, that type of thing.
Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely. So let me see. So how we get kickstart? How about this? I can showcase one example that the YouTube video that how I made on HeyGen. So I'm going to show you the
Perfect.
entire draft. So give 1 second. I'm going to find it real quick.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I have a question. Do we? Oh no. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's just probably go over this demo real quick, and then we come back to question. So yeah,
Okay.
so if we look at my screen, right, we
Yep.
have this video. It is actually also available on YouTube. It's a 4 minute video talking about how we can actually using HeyGen and Zapier together to integrate with some business workflow.
Yep.
So I'm going to show you how it look like under the scene, right? So first of all, it's a 4 minute video, 4 minute
Hey
and
guys.
11 seconds. So
Mhm.
just need to click this one, add as new. Give me 1 sec. And then you will be able to see the entire video structure over here, right? So
Ah,
we have this first in just 10 seconds, me talking about the intro, the starting. And
Mm-hmm.
then we have another, image I made from Canva. Actually, I put it over here, and then I add my little avatar over here, and then keep. And next one is actually a screen recording under the back. This is actually a video. So let me show you real quick. So detach from background. This is actually a video that I recorded using HeyGen. So we could just like do it over here to do a screen recording feature like this, right? And
Yeah.
anyway, so let's come back. So yeah, pretty much if we go over the entire script, it's just like avatar and screen recording about the product, and at the end we come back to the of myself again. Yeah, so and then that's basically coming back to myself as the ending. Yeah, so I'm not sure whether I answered the question that the user have, that how is the workflow look like. The workflow is pretty simple. I made this video in 20 minutes basically, including everything, starting the
Wow.
project and actually finish the recording, pretty much everything. Yeah, over there. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing when you think in terms of not having to hire a crew, not having to get a destination to create a video, and in terms of cost, it's amazing that you could do that in 20 minutes. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What else? Let me see. Let's talk about script creation.
So I'm gonna share this link, probably the video link, to the group as well. Let me see. So
Okay.
okay, got it. Awesome. Yeah, I think Joe already put it there. Yeah. So about script creation, um, you know, like for specifically in our cases, like we every week we pick up the top questions from our customer support, and also
Hmm.
some of the new product features, right? We kind of like decide the topic every week. In the first beginning we find 5 topics, and then we just put out there. We work with ChatGPT, and he's our buddy. Just like let him know what we want to do, what has been done before, what's HeyGen, and let him know what's the key points that we want to talk about, and create the script from
Hmm.
there. And that's the way that we produce in the script here.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing. It's easy. I mean, I know that because I'm behind the scenes and I've used it, and it's just incredible. Okay, so that's the easiest way. So just use ChatGPT, and of course we have for those maybe that don't know, a couple of days ago we released a ChatGPT plugin for HeyGen as well. So that is available, and I'm sure we're going to be having a webinar about that in the near future. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
because it's been super popular all over social media. So it's really, really exciting. Um, Let me see. As far as generating the video and production, I think we might have covered that, but I mean, anything else we need to add on that?
No, I think that's it. So for all the audience that have attended the webinar, we will send you guys an email about like the actual setup with all the small details there. Yeah, hope it helps.
Perfect. And also, I think that we have been doing this. We've been sending out a questionnaire about the
Mhm.
webinar, pros and cons, if you have any topics you want to discuss. And if you do fill that out, we would really appreciate it. And we'll also send you some free minutes. It will be added to your account. So there's that as well. And we're open for questions. And anyone that wants to send us an additional question, please feel free. And it looks like we have one. We have someone who wants to create a Chinese language video. And when he does his footage, should he speak in Chinese?
Yeah, so we can support the avatar like footage to speak any language. Just pick up anything you are more comfortable. I think what's more important is not about the language, but actually being smooth and friendly in front of the camera. Yeah, so you could speak in any languages.
That's great. So, um, let me ask you a question because I think I saw a video as well that we had produced that had multiple languages in it. Is that a possibility, or the person, like, say for instance, me, I speak 2 languages. I speak Greek and English. If I decide I
Yeah.
want to do part of it in Greek and part in English, is that
Yeah. Yeah.
okay?
So I would put it this way, like the input, we need one language as the input. Let's say this is a system, right? We need to put one language here, and the output could be
Yeah.
40 different languages on the avatar.
Oh,
So even let's say, Kat, you don't speak, I don't know, maybe Spanish, let's say, right?
yeah.
But if you record the footage in English, we will be able to have your avatar to speak Spanish. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, I want to create my Spanish speaking avatar. Let me see. Do we have, I think we might have answered all of the questions. Any other additional questions? If not, then we will be able to wrap it up, I guess. So we really appreciate all of you taking your time out of your busy days. We know that it's difficult sometimes, and we really, really do appreciate it. This video will be available on YouTube right as soon as this is all over with. It'll also be available on LinkedIn Live. So you can always access it if you had to leave early or whatever the case is. We'll also be posting it on social media. And if you have any additional questions, please reach out to us. You can reach out to contact@heygen.com. You can also reach out on social media. You'll always get me. I'll always answer you. So please feel free to reach out. We're all available. And I think that's it. We'll be back next week. Thanks so much, Josh.
Yeah. Thanks, Kat.
See you later. Bye.